Mel, so nice to meet you.
Likewise.
Um, Things about to get wild in your life. Are you ready? The premiere is coming up. Are you ready for all
They got wild a long time ago.
So they've been wild.
Yeah, they've been wild.
Good
wild, though.
Anything in your NFL past or your legal work prepare you for this reality?
I think, in a word, yes, because, I try to tell someone that, you deal with adversity and criticism all the time in football and failure, right? But you keep bouncing back. You keep trying hard. Keep your attitude good. So those are just lifelong things that prepare you for the next thing you're going to do, and that helped me in this as well.
Right. Well, since you mentioned that, speaking of, bouncing back, you made some comments. It's all out there, and then you apologized. I just wondered, did the lovely women of the Golden Bachelor forgive you? Did they give you a chance to?
They did give me a chance. Because I was sincere in my apology, and I asked them. I go, just give me a chance to earn it back, and they gave me the chance, and that's all I asked for, and I think I did.
And we're going to see how it went, right?
You can see how it went. It's pretty good.
You feel good about it, though.
I feel really
good
about it.
They gave you a fair shot.
Yeah. They're tough on me. They're tough, right?
There was a roast, I understand.
There was a roast.
How was that rough, getting roasted by the ladies?
It was rough, well-deserved, and on point and funny.
Pretty funny.
Yes, roast are for. It was supposed to be hard-hitting, but meaningful.
I read a couple of the comments, it sounds like.
Oh, they're good.
They had some good writers.
No, they wrote.
Oh, they wrote it all themselves?
They did. They had people helping them.
Right.
But, if I give you a couple words to work with, then you use it, right? And then these women are sophisticated.
Very,
right?
yeah.
And then, you give them a few things to run with, and then the imagination goes wild, and they were like, right on, man.
What was the best zinger you got?
There's a whole bunch of the one, some from Detroit. One was like Detroit pizza, you're old and crusty. Something like that.
Ever been compared to a pizza before?
No. And then something like, you fumbled, but we know you couldn't recover from a fumble, or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're like an old car, you don't go over 60. Fun stuff, right? It was good. It was good.
All right, let me ask you this. So you said that you hadn't dated in 26 years. So you thought this is a good way to do it. Let me just start by dating 23 women at one time.
It was an opportunity, that came about, and I wasn't on the apps, or I wasn't going out trying, and because I had my kids.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't use any time away from them to get pulled apart. Like, if it doesn't work, that's something that lasted for maybe a couple months or 6 months or something.
Right.
And that was away from my kids. But then they got a little bit older, more independent. They started driving, and one graduated from high school, and the other one is a senior. So it was time for me to see if I could.
I'm just saying, usually you dip your toe in the pool. You don't just dive in.
Yeah, and I wasn't. But it really wasn't like get on the apps and they go, hey, I got a friend, come on over. I go, you know what? I'm busy. I'm busy.
You got to see your boys yesterday. You took them to the football game, right?
Yeah, I went to the Rams Texans game.
Yeah, it must have been fun.
So much fun.
Yeah,
and I got to see my old friend Eric Dickerson.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and
that's crazy.
We exchanged pleasantries.
Brought back a lot of memories.
Yeah, and I love Eric.
When you played for the Rams, where were they? Were they
Anaheim?
Anaheim. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so. How would you describe that first meeting when you got to meet all 23 of the ladies vying for your affections?
In the as a group, or when they came out of limousine?
Let's do the limo. I mean, who really struck out? I mean, stuck out to you? Who was who really made the big impression when they coming out of the car?
I don't know if I can say who it was, but you'll see my reaction on TV, right?
Yeah.
But they were all unique in their own way. Because obviously they're unique, right?
Yeah.
And they're very accomplished and they're beautiful. And each one had their own thing, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's personality or the gowns, the way they looked, the way they presented themselves, and they all had like something unique about their presentation.
Yeah.
So all of that was impressive and fun.
Okay, you can't tell me who, but was there, like, on that first night, was there someone that you had, like, an instant connection to? Like, a sort of the chemistry was so palpable?
Probably one or two, but it didn't develop obviously until later. There's that first like, oh wow,
Gotcha.
and then you go, I want to get to know that person a little bit more.
Right.
But it's difficult because there's so many at the beginning that you can only get a few minutes here and there with all of them, and you just can't keep going back to the same one
Yeah.
because they're all interesting.
Yeah.
And you got to get to know all of them, in a short period of time.
Right, right. There's a little initial spark, but you have to see if it turns
Yeah,
into more.
and sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't.
What was, like, the toughest part? Was it sending people home? Was that the most difficult aspect?
That is the toughest part of the journey because they're all deserving, but that's not how the journey is.
Right.
There's rules, and there's things you have to do.
Yeah. How did you handle that?
Well, I had to do a lot of introspection and a lot of thought, meditation and prayer to make a decision. Hopefully you're making the right decision. And it's just difficult because like I said, if I met them individually,
Yeah.
I'd say yes to all of them.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the way the format is, you can't.
Right. Would you say there was a lot of drama this season with the ladies? Were there any women that were, creating some of the drama?
I don't know if they were creating it, but because I wasn't with them when they were by themselves in the mansion. But there is drama on the show that just happens.
Unavoidable.
I'm thinking like it's not going to happen because I'm just easygoing guy.
Yeah.
We're going to have a peaceful season, and then boom,
Yeah.
things happen.
Yeah.
But it's intriguing, and I would just invite you to tune in, starting the journey on September 24th. You're gonna see some good stuff.
So there wasn't one sort of pot stirrer in the group.
I don't know because I wasn't there.
Okay.
Because when they were with me,
feel like
say,
I'm getting the-
on a group date.
Diplomatic answer.
No. I'm telling
Yeah.
you the truth. Because when they were with me,
Yeah.
nobody was really mixing it up. That wasn't the deal because you still got to answer when you get back to the mansion. I presume.
Yeah.
Like, hey, they'll put you in line because you're all together.
Yeah.
So when they were with me, there wasn't any like controversy.
Right.
But they let their own personalities go when they're with me.
Right.
And maybe some women thought there was maybe too much personality, but nothing really out of the ordinary.
Gotcha.
Now back in the mansion, you could ask them.
Looking back, is there anything that you regret having said or done, or anything you would change? I know it's hard when the cameras are on you every minute. Did you have any of those experiences?
Outside of the remarks I made earlier.
No, yeah. I just mean during the filming. And
filming,
during this.
No, because it's spontaneous. There's
Yeah.
There's no script.
Yeah.
But you have to be yourself, right? And I'm a gentleman, and they're wonderful ladies, and you're acting accordingly. But there's personalities, and some personalities are bigger than others, and some are more, reserved, and some are more outgoing. So sometimes they rub up against each other, and you got heat.
Yeah. Now, did you find that you learned a lot about yourself in the process, or discovered new things?
Yeah, I'm a guy who enjoys putting myself out there, and also trying to grow from my experiences. And the personal growth was like condensed in this situation because it happened over like a 6-week, 2-month period, where you have to find out about people quicker because it's condensed, and there's 23 of them, and you have to be a better observer, listener. And so I found out that about myself, and I think I grew because of that as well.
That's great. Did you do a lot of kissing? Are we going to see you
There's
smooching
enough.
a lot of the ladies?
There's enough.
Yeah.
You know.
I think you're getting a backlash. He's kissing everyone.
Yeah. You know what? From who?
I don't know.
Yeah, there's going to be some backlash, of course. But,
Probably.
that's just the nature of the show.
Did you have any ground rules for yourself going into this, where you said, "Okay, this is my line right here"?
I didn't have any ground rules like that because I came in with an open mind
Right.
and an open heart to see whatever would happen would happen. And I didn't want to limit myself by having those like rules in place and say, okay, you can't do this, you can't do this, or can't do that. So I let it happen organically and naturally, and that's the best way that it happens for me.
Right.
I don't press things.
I gotcha. I feel you. My last question, was the experience very different from what you expected, or how was it different from what you expected?
People can tell you, like, Jesse Palmer's the host, right? And he played football, and, we got to be friends. And he was on the show before, right? And plus he hosted, so he sees it like season to season.
Yeah.
And he, gave me, great advice. And then other people that have been on the show or produced it before. But you don't know really until you get in it. And it's really a unique experience. And I loved it. And it was great.
That's
and
amazing.
It was thankful that it happened, and it was a blessing. I really liked it a lot.
Amazing. Well, congratulations.
Yeah, thank
Very
you.
excited to see it.